ending of work from home orders for the public sector. Some members of the public have expressed concerns as it relates to the recent surge in COVID-19 cases. Tisha Clark-Griffith, acting president of the Jamaica Civil Service Association, joins us now. Good morning, Tisha. Welcome to Smile Jamaica. Happy New Year. Hope all is well with you and your family.
Yes, thank you. Good morning, Neville. Happy New Year to you and your viewers.
Thank you. Is the word mandatory in this?
Well, yes, it is. I mean, the Prime Minister has indicated that it is mandatory for all public sector workers to return to work. And so what is happening now is that is being enforced in all ministries, departments, and agencies.
So these departments and agencies, they have no choice. They can't decide and say, well, all right, Prime Minister said we must come back to work, but I don't like how things look now, and I will still ask them to stay home. Is that allowed or no?
But that's the union's position, Neville. But what we're saying is that the situation that exists before COVID-19 in terms of space in the office is still the same. And that is the reason why the Prime Minister had indicated the remote work. I don't like to call it work from home because you can work from any space, but remote work. And so we are saying that it is all of us wants to keep everyone safe. And we are saying that the situation in terms of workspace is still the same. And so we're saying evaluate your environment in each ministry, department, and agencies and determine whether or not it is safe for workers to return to work. And as it is now, it is not safe for workers to return to work, mandatory. Those who are allowed to work, those who are required to work from home should be allowed to work from home or work remotely.
Should be. Are they allowed
yes,
to?
They should be.
Are they allowed to? That's why I started by asking if the word mandatory is in it. If the Prime Minister says you have to go to work, can I turn around and say, no, sir, I don't like what's happening at work and I'm going to stay home? Can they do that legally?
No, the permanent secretaries, heads of department, does have that delegation of authority to determine what is best suited for their organization. And so they have that liberty to say to persons, this is how we're going to operate in our workspace so that we can keep everybody safe. Because remember also that it is the duty of our employee to keep us safe as well. And so they have to make their own assessment to determine whether or not it is safe to come back into the workspace. Bear in mind also that some persons have to take their children into the space as well. So it's not just the workers who are returning, but the workers and their children who are also in school.
Yeah.
So it duplicates the situation and increases the risk of infection.
I'm not certain when the call was made by the Prime Minister because I'm talking about COVID numbers now. The numbers were going along beautifully until maybe just last week, I think. I saw the numbers jumping up. Was the call...
So the Prime Minister made that call. It was made on the 8th of December when the positivity rate was approximately 3.5%.
Right. But since then...
Last evening, it is approximately 50%.
Wow. Wow.
And so the risk is even greater. And we are hearing the calls from our members getting louder that they should be allowed to work remotely. And we are championing because we are supporting the call for persons to be allowed to continue to work remotely.
And Mrs. Clark-Griffith, I accept that and I understand where you're coming from, but would not the Prime Minister be led by the medicine here?
But absolutely, and that is why I'm saying that the Medical Association of Jamaica is also concerned about the increase in the number of cases. I can give you an example. I got a call just yesterday from a member who is indicating that 14 persons are in one office space. There's no social distancing taking place. And so the risks is higher. And bear in mind that one person was tested positive for COVID. So we can see what the potential is for us increasing the spread of the virus in that particular workspace.
What you going to tell your people? Or what have you told them?
Well, what I have told them is to continue to practice the protocol as best as they can, and that they should, where necessary, if it is that they have symptoms, that they should stay home. But remember too, Neville, the concern for us as a union also is that there's no occupational safety and health policy for the public sector. And we are approximately 2 years into COVID, and by now we would have hoped that the policy would have been in place and that persons would have been guided by that policy. And so we are calling for the government to expedite the process of implementing the occupational safety and health policy in the public sector.
Have you had a chat with the Ministry of Health and Wellness regarding all of this?
Not just yet, but we have indicated our position to the ministry, and we are anticipating that we hear something from our employer, so that we can ensure that not just the children are going out back to school, but also the workspace is safe and also the schools are safe. So it is important to Neville that we think about the impact on productivity if it is that public sector workers are infected. And of course, we are concerned too that the workspace is going to become a place that will be negatively impacted if it is that the increase in infection continues.
But you have not told your folks to stay home. You have not told them.
No, we have not. We are compliant, Neville. We are compliant, but in the meantime, we are also cautious.
But isn't that contradictory? Because you said you're compliant, and I'm not suggesting that you should go against what the government says. But if you're suggesting that if you go back to work, you put yourself at risk, but you're saying go back to work because the Prime Minister said you must go back to work, isn't that contradictory?
We are saying, Neville, that heads of departments and agents should evaluate their workspaces and allow persons who can work from home to work from home. And in the interim, remember though, not all positions, not all persons can work from home. So those positions that can work from home, give those persons the opportunity to free up spaces for other public sector workers to get those spaces so that they can be safe. So that's what we're saying, because not all positions in the government service, not all those persons can work from home. And so that is what we're saying. Evaluate your workspace and allow persons who can work from home to work from home, so that allows for additional space for members to practice the protocols according to the Ministry of Health.
Final question, and work from home been going on for a little while, and as you said, work outside of office, let's not say work from home. Has it worked for most of your folks, people working from home, or do they need to be at work to ensure that things are done the way they ought to be done?
We have no report of loss of productivity during the mandatory work from home period. Okay. Never. We have no report. That means, and the way that the world is going now, the world of work is changing. And so what we need is modernization and transformational leadership from public sector, so that they can find methodologies, ways of monitoring performance and output without being in a workspace. And that is what we need to implement.
Yep. I agree with you. We have to be careful. God bless. Stay safe, you and your family. And look after yourself. She's the acting
Thank
president.
you so much.
Welcome. She's the acting president of the Jamaica Civil Service Association, Tisha Clark-Griffith. We take a break and lighten things with a fun stop when we get back. So come, folks, stay with us, please.